Winter has a way of stripping everything back to the basics. When the temperature drops, comfort disappears fast, and every decision starts to matter. Tonight I'm heading deep into the remote winter wilderness for a single night. I'll be building a bushcraft tarp shelter from scratch, managing fire in deep snow, and trying to pull food from the ice. No shortcuts, no backup shelter. Just a simple setup, cold temperatures, and whatever the land decides to give me. Let's get started. So tonight's just a one-nighter, no tent, just a tarp shelter, a fire, and whatever I can pull out of the lake. First priority is a shelter, because once the light goes away, mistakes can get expensive. If I can get a solid shelter and a fire going, then the rest of this gets a lot more manageable. This is the kind of snow where nothing comes easy. Every step takes a lot of effort, so I'm looking for a spot that's protected from the wind, has lots of firewood around, and is close enough to the lake so that I'm not walking back and forth throughout the night. In these conditions, small decisions add up. Alright, I think this is a spot. I got tree cover all around, firewood nearby, and the lake's just around the corner. This is where the night gets decided before the shelter even goes up. I'm packing this snow down now so I'm not sinking into it later when everything's frozen solid. I'm gonna keep the shelter low and simple, less space to heat up and less wind getting in. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to work. Alright, that should be even once I put my pad there. Alright, this is home, but the next step is fire. Without that, this is just a cold tarp in the woods. I'm just gonna clear out this section here, and then this is where I'll put my fire. So in the winter, you don't just need firewood, you need good firewood. And I made sure to get a lot so that I don't have to run out in the middle of the night looking for more. So this should be good to last me till the morning, hopefully. All right, so I'm gonna be building this fire on top of the snow so that it doesn't melt and cut out my fire. But once this lights, the morale is gonna go up. All right, the fire's kicking and it feels great. All right, now's the time for the gambling part of the trip. If I could pull a fish out of this lake, that changes everything. There's something about fishing in the winter. It's quiet, it's slow, and you don't get too many chances. Well, no luck on fishing for now, but I will leave this rod out here. Hopefully if something takes it, the bell will start ringing and I'll head over to the rod. All right, I got a fish. Let's get this out of the way. Oh wow, that's a nice brook trout. Look at that fish. So I saw my rod bobbing, so I quickly ran to the rod, and this guy was on the end of the line. But this isn't just a fish, this is fuel. This is gonna be lunch for today. So let's go ahead and fry them up. All right, so I cut the fish into 2 pieces so that it'll fit on the pan. I'm starving. There you go, it's fully cooked. I'm just gonna top it off with some sea salt that I got from Iceland. Just like that. Ooh. There you go. Let's give it a taste test. Peels right off the bone. That's good. All right, The night always feels colder, even if the temperature is barely dropped. But this is where the shelter and the fire is gonna prove if it works or it doesn't. But I'm gonna keep it simple tonight. Feed the fire, conserve heat, try to stay warm. Alright, everything's set up as best as I can be. It's gonna be a cold night, but I've done what I can. I'll catch you guys in the morning. Good morning. So I made it through the night and it's definitely cold, but there's such a big difference that the shelter and the fire made. But it's amazing how everything feels once you can see daylight again. I like mornings like this. Everything's quiet, the work's done, and the woods feel calm again. One night out here doesn't have to be extreme to teach you something. Shelter, food, fire, strip it back to that and everything else feels simple. Alright, let's head on out of here. So that's it for this trip. The shelter held, the fire did its job, and we were able to catch a fish. Thanks for coming along, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.